Hello everyone, my name is Burger and I hope you're having an awesome day. Today I'm going to show you a simple and easy raid farm for you and your worlds. This farm works from 1.19 and 0.41 and all versions of Minecraft and up as far as I know. And if you guys are interested, there'll be a full materials list down in the description of the video. And if you guys enjoyed this video and it helps you a lot, you can always consider hitting the like button and subscribe once more. Helps a lot and do appreciate it. And let's hop right into it. Today I'm going to show you this simple and easy raid farm right here. Now this raid farm gives around 22 stacks of emeralds per hour and over a double chest of totems per hour as well, which is double the rates from my last raid farm design, which by the way, this is my new and improved raid farm design. It works with the new changes to the Ravagers. So there was a bug for a while where Ravagers wouldn't get pushed by water, but now since 1.19.41 came out, the Ravagers now get pushed by water again, and yeah, I had some complications to my last design, making it to where it wasn't working the way it should, so I made this new design for you guys, and it gives double the rates per hour, so that's really, really nice. And you also go ahead and you get tons of these other drops as well, such as iron armor, and witch drops and stuff like that, and enchanted books as well, which is really nice. You can get basically any kind of enchantment in the game from here, except for obviously Swift Sneak and Soul Speed. Those you have to get from the H cities and from Piglins. But other than that, you get every other enchantment, so it's just really, really, really nice for early game and stuff like that. But yeah, to get started on this farm today, you're going to go ahead and you need to find yourself a outpost. Also, this works for Xbox, PlayStation, tablet, phone, PC, Nintendo Switch, all those devices works on. It works on Bedrock Edition. All those devices are on Bedrock Edition, so they all should work. And yeah, first thing to go ahead and do is to find yourself an outpost. I recommend going out and making sure you find one that's kind of in a flat area, not near a mountain or anything like that, because if you build it right next to a mountain, like you have an outpost here, the mountain's like right here in this area, the raiders will go ahead and they will try to spawn on the mountain, because in Bedrock Edition, they are not too picky where they spawn. They'll try to spawn basically anywhere. The only things in the game they cannot spawn on is scaffolding and leaves. They are very, very crazy when it comes to spawning. They're not desperate. They'll go ahead and they'll just pick any spot to spawn on, including if it's a faraway mountain. They won't want to spawn in the comfortable like water streams above. They'll go ahead and spawn on the mountain. So if you do find it, you have an outpost nearby, you want to build the raid farm nearby, you don't want to build it far away, and there is a mountain right next to the raid farm, you can just go ahead and spawn with the mountain with leaves near the raid farm area, and it should make it to where all the raiders go ahead and spawn the farm. So if you put leaves on the mountain, all over it, on the side, it's closest to the outpost, then they shouldn't spawn. But go ahead and find yourself an outpost. Doesn't matter what biome it is. And of course, if this isn't a snowy biome, anywhere I put water sources, please waterlog the water sources with signs. That way they do not freeze. So if you're building this anywhere in the snow biome where it snows or there's any snow around, just make sure you go ahead and waterlog every single water source with a sign, which is only very few, so you won't be able to do too much. Anyways, go ahead and find yourself an outpost, and then go on ahead and you can go ahead and just destroy as much as you want. Doesn't matter what you want. You can leave it there, or you can just take it away. And then go ahead and grab over here in this area, and go ahead and do 1, 2 plates of glass pane right here at head height for the mobs and yourself, and you're going to make a little grid right here, and this is going to make it to where we can go ahead and find the spawning spot where the pillagers will go ahead and they spawn, because Bedrock Edition and structures like ocean monuments, fortresses, and pillager outposts, there are blocks specifically picked out for the mobs to spawn inside the structure, like structure mob spawning blocks, and they'll go ahead and they'll spawn those specific blocks in the structure. And then for the pillagers, I believe it doesn't matter on the height level, so you can build this like cooler up basically at build limits, and it would still spawn pillagers on the specific block. And yeah, so basically there's one block in this outpost. Yeah, sometimes it could be like 4, I believe. It just depends. Sometimes they usually have a couple of spawning spots, and that's why some of the builders spawn down below, I believe. Go in and they spawn on the same spawning spot as above, because it's a matter of height. And then they go on ahead and they spawn here, and then they come out and just hang around here. So that's kind of how it works. We need to go ahead and find out what spot around here is going to be the spot where we're going to be building the kill chamber for that spawning spot. So when they spawn, they die and go into the kill chamber, and it gives you the bad omen. So once you made this little grid right here, just making this area, go on ahead and go 30 blocks out any direction you want, just 30 blocks out in one direction, and go ahead and just do this. So you're going to do 1, 2, 3, and once you get out 30 blocks, go on ahead and just wait here for a second. As you can see, already we have a pillager going out and spawning. Now that might always happen for you. You might have too many pillagers in the area, and it might make it to where they don't go and spawn there. So you can always go in, you can always go into settings right here, and you can always just turn it into peaceful mode. I know some of you might some of you might want to play on easy, or some of you might already be playing on peaceful mode, and I recommend you guys build and run this farm on hard mode. So once you build the farm, run it on hard mode. It must be on hard mode in order to get the rates that I told you guys about, like you would get. You only get those rates if you turn on hard mode, so make sure you do that. You don't have to leave it on all the time. Just when you're AFK at the farm to get your totems and emeralds, just turn on hard mode, and then turn it back to any mode you had it before after you're done. It doesn't have to stay that way. Just hard mode when you're AFK at the farm. That is it. But yeah, after you have your pillager spawn, go in and get rid of any kind of these temp blocks that you use. Go and go 30 blocks out. Just get rid of them. You don't need them here. You can also leave them there for now if you don't want to mess with them. And then you should have your pillagers right here. They should spawn anywhere in this area. It doesn't matter. And then go and just pick out a spot. Also, if there's more than one spot, just pick out one spot. Whatever spot's more convenient for you or whatever you want. And then just go on ahead and just take that spot. And you want to go and get rid of all of these glass panes. You want to be very, very careful. You're going to go over here in this area. Just break these glass panes. And just make sure to break the glass panes that are around the pillagers. You want to make sure they stay in there for now, so you know don't go ahead and they don't escape, and then you lose your spawning spot and they go ahead and start shooting you. You don't want that, so you can go ahead and get rid of that. Also, if you guys another way to get rid of the pillagers is just just go ahead and kill them. Just go around the ground and just manually kill them. But yeah, you do peace mode or you can manually kill them. Either way, it doesn't matter. Whatever you guys prefer and want. After you've done that though, go ahead and grab yourself an empty locator map. This part is very, very simple. I know a lot of people think it's kind of complicated sometimes. Going in and finding the spawning spots, but it's actually very, very easy. All you need to do is go on ahead and grab yourself an empty locator map, which you can make by 1 compass and I think 8 paper all the way around. Then you go on ahead and you just right click on that and it should open up a map for you. Then you want to go on ahead and want to make sure, see, my player is already pointing up towards the map. So just make sure your player is pointing up towards the map. The little white dot on the map right there. If I go ahead and move around here, it's going to keep moving. Make sure that it's pointing up. And then go on ahead and you want to go turn it to the bottom right hand corner. So make sure it's pointing to the bottom right hand corner of the map right here in this direction. And then this is the direction you want. So in this direction, this block right here, since this block is in that direction, this is the spawning block that they spawn on. You can use any kind of marker block. I'm using a gold block, so it's pretty obvious, and it stands out. I'll definitely know for sure that this is the spot where they spawn on. But you guys can use any kind of block you want. Just make sure you realize that's the block that they spawn on. So it's bottom right hand corner of the map. So you just point your player on the map to the bottom right hand bottom corner right there, and then that should show you exactly where the block is. The block that's in that direction on the bottom right hand corner of the map, that is the block they spawn on. Then afterwards, if you're that, go on and grab your glass. So place 4 glass right here, place 3 glass right here, 3 glass right here, and 2 glass right here. You guys can go ahead and you can break these blocks here. Don't worry, they won't fall. They'll stay on that one little block right there because they're in between the 4 blocks. And then go ahead and just do another layer all the way around, make this 2 high in total. And then go ahead and grab your leaves and go ahead and place leaves on top of here because usually, in Java Edition, they would go ahead and they wouldn't spawn the glass, but Bedrock Edition, they will spawn on the leaves. So you gotta go ahead and the glass, you have to put the leaves above so make sure they can't spawn. So, and after you're done with that, you can go down here in this area and go in and grab your pistons and your observers and your lever and your trident as well. Make sure you grab all that stuff. And then go ahead and just place a piston right here, right underneath this, underneath this area here. Place a piston here, here, and here. And then go ahead and grab your observers. Place an observer right here. Make sure the arrow on top is facing that way. And then go ahead and place one right here. Make sure the arrow is facing this way. And one right here, the arrow is facing this way. And then one right here facing that way. And then go ahead and place another one right here in this area. Make sure the arrow is facing that way. And then one over here facing this way. And then one over here facing that way. And then one over here facing this way. And after you've done that, your trident killer should basically be done. All you need to go ahead and do is go on ahead and just put your lever right here. Flip it down once. Should go around once. And then flip it again. And just keep going infinite loop. Then go ahead and turn it off. If you guys want to, you can throw your trident there. Just make sure that the ball in there because you'll pick it up. Put 4 blocks right here in this area. Place 3 blocks right there. And 3 blocks right there. 4 more blocks right here. 3 more blocks right here. 4 more blocks right here. 2 blocks right here and 2 blocks right here. And if you guys want to, you can go ahead and grab yourself some torches if you want. And go ahead and place a torch here and a torch here. And then when you go ahead and turn this back on, it'll go on ahead and you can hear it going on, dinging all the way around, going on, making noise and everything like that. And that's going to kill the pillagers when they go and fall to the chamber. So all you need to go do is just turn this off temporary for now. And you guys might want to go and get rid of this staircase for now. You can make it like a temporary ladder if you guys want to. You can just make a ladder getting up here. That way you can go ahead and get up and down. You can just go over here in this area. Break this right here real quick, and then just go ahead and grab yourself some vines, and then go on out over here and just place some vines here, and these guys will go on and spread and overgrow this place over time, but you might be able to maintain it by putting buttons and signs and stuff like that if you don't want to overgrow the area. But outside I like it. So after you do that though, go over here in this area, go on ahead and break a piece of glass if you guys want to, and then go ahead and break the glass panes around you. You guys might have to go ahead and, like, you know, hit the pillagers, kill them, get them out of the way, because they might start attacking you kind of immediately. So for me, they won't, because I'm in creative mode, but for you guys, they probably will start attacking you, so you probably just want to kill them as fast as possible. Then go ahead, and after you've done great, getting rid of all the glass panes, go on ahead and place a glass block on the second block on the head height, right above the gold block. So right there, so you have a block space, so gold block, block space, and then a glass block. And I'll make it to where when the pillagers spawn on this gold block, they will go ahead and get the head stuck in the glass, and they get shoved out and fall into the chamber. So that's the reason why we add that there. Anyways, after you're done with that, you should have all your, your spawning bad omen chamber all done and good to go. All you need to go ahead and do now is when you guys fall in here, when you want to start your farm in the future, you just go ahead and flip this lever down here, and that should go ahead and that should kill the pillagers. And then, you know, you should get the bad omen eventually, because you'll be up there AFKing. Then after you're done with that, you guys can go over here in this area if you guys want to. You can go ahead and you can go ahead and get up here, right here against the area here, and make a pillar going all the way up, clear to the top. And that way you can access this area. You can access getting down here into the chamber, turning that on, and you can go ahead and access the roof, because you're going to need that to build the rest of the farm. And then you can go ahead and you guys can go ahead and use, you can use scaffolding, you can use vines, you can use ladders. Although if you do ladders, you might have to put leaves on top of the ladders after you're done, because sometimes the raiders are really not picky. They will spawn literally anywhere they want to. If they can, they will. So probably put leaves on top of the ladders. You can go AFK at this farm. But go ahead and put vines or whatever you want, scaffolding, vines, ladders, whatever you want. Even bubble columns will work. I might have to put leaves on top of that, though, and they might spawn the soul sand down below and go up some. I might recommend probably just vines or you know, or ladders or scaffolding. Anyways, after you done with that, go on and over here and go ahead and place leaves on top of this, going ahead and going across here, and that way you can go ahead and get up here all the way, push the top here, and then these leaves will make it to where the you know, raiders don't go ahead and spawn on top of this block. Then after you've done that, go over here in this area and go ahead and find the middle and place a block right here to find the middle area. You just go ahead and place a block, find the middle. Once you find the middle, go up 23 blocks total, counting this block right here. So this will be block number 1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23. Then on the 24th block, go ahead and place a leaf right here. This will make it to where the raiders don't go in and spawn on this pillar right here. After you know that, go on and just place vines all the way up here, or ladders, or scaffolding, whatever you want. And then go on over here and then place a leaf block right here, and then 2 right here, and then going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and make sure it's 5 total. Like, going and count 4 that way. Make sure it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'll make a 4x5 platform. I'm going to fill all of this in all the way over here. Now, after you're done with that, go ahead and place a piston right there, facing inwards. Piston here, here, and here in that area. Then go ahead and place an observer facing this way, and then place another observer facing this way, and then go ahead and place another observer facing that way, and another observer facing this way, and another observer facing that way, and another observer facing this way, and another observer facing that way, and another observer facing this way. And after you're done with that, you can go ahead and grab your lever right here in this area. Go ahead and put it here, flip it down once, and then flip it down again, and then just keep it turned off for now. And then go over here, and you can go ahead and if you guys want to, you can go ahead and expand the platform, make it a little bit bigger, so you can be able to have some space to walk on. And then afterwards, you can go ahead and over here in this area, go 4 blocks over here, 3 blocks over here, 3 blocks over here, 1 block right here, and then go into 4 blocks here, 3 blocks here, 3 blocks here, and then 2 blocks right there in that area. Then after you're done with that, go ahead and place 3 blocks right here and go all the way around, making a double layer. Now, the reason why we're doing this is to make it to where the pillagers don't go ahead and phase out. If you have a very laggy world, or sometimes you have a lag spike on the server, stuff like that, the pillagers can go ahead and they can lag out and fall to the ground. And sometimes they might not die, especially if there's a ravager. Now, ravagers should not go in the kill chamber. They're going to get killed by the lava in the spawning chamber, but there is a very small chance that might happen. Mostly it's meant for the pillagers to make sure they don't go in and escape. The ravagers should just burn on the top spawning chamber. I've only had that happen once during testing, but I got rid of the bug and it's gone now. It's all good to go. You should never have any ravagers ever spawn here. And the reason why we're having ravagers going on and dying in the kill chamber, you guys might want saddles, is because every time they fall down here, one of these pistons is always extended. It's making it where the ravager can't go down all the way and touch the trident. and make it to where it can kill them. So it's just sitting there for hours and stopping your raid. So that's why they die to the level above. So that's why the reason why, because try to kill it can't really kill it because it's too small of an area. There's always a piston extended, keeping it from getting to the the Trident. So afterwards, after you know that, go ahead and go over here, just make this double layer all the way around. They'll free up all the way around, making it to where the pillagers can't go ahead and escape or anything like that. Just go all the way around on this, and that way you don't have any of them escaping. Just go all the way over here in this area, and go ahead and place it all the way around here. Just keep a 2-block space right here, so you can go and access the farm. And if you guys want to, you can go on ahead now. You can go ahead and you could do a stair in this area, or you can go ahead and do a solid block. I recommend a solid block, and you can go in there against this area and still get XP coming through. But you can always go ahead and you can do a stair if you want to. If you want the XP to easily more come through, you should do it. Just do an upside down stair right here in this area like that. If you guys want to, you get the XP coming in while you're AFK, but there's a chance the pillagers will go and phase through one of the times, and they could kill you. So I recommend going on ahead and just doing a solid block. And I know you won't be able to see the pillagers or anything like that, but I'll make it to where it's safe for you, and they won't have a chance of escaping and, killing you. You kind of don't want them killing you. That'd be kind of bad. So, anyways, afterwards, go on ahead. If you guys want to, you can go ahead and just throw your Trident in there for now, because it might be a little hard to throw it in there later, even though you can just go ahead and just break that block if you want to throw it in there. And then go ahead and place 4 blocks right here, 3 blocks right here, 3 blocks right here, 2 blocks right here. Then to go in, you want to go 18 blocks up, 19 blocks total, counting this set of blocks we just placed right here. So you can go 18 just from here, not counting these blocks at all. So go ahead and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. After you've gone 18 blocks up, go in and go all the way around and go up all the way around, making a tube right here, going 18 blocks tall total. Once you've gone on ahead and gone 18 blocks up and made this tube right here, go over here in this area and go ahead and pick any side that you want. Doesn't really matter. It could be this way, forwards and backwards, or it could be side to side. Doesn't really matter. Go over here in this area, go on ahead and go 8 blocks out total, counting this block right here, because water can only travel 8 blocks. So you want to make sure you go ahead and you count this block. This block is number 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And that'll make it to where the water goes clear to the end, pushing the pillagers in. And then go ahead and just do another set of roadblocks right here, right next to it, and make sure they're right in the middle. Then go over here and do it again over here on the side. So go ahead and count this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And that should make it to where the water goes and go clear to the edge and shoves the pillagers down on the side too as well. Then after you're done with that, go on ahead and go over here and go on and place blocks all the way across here, going all the way around. And you can go ahead and you can make this 2 tall. So go around all the way around here in this area. And make sure to fill in the corners as well. That way the Ravagers don't go on and phase out and escape. And just make this 2 tall all the way around. And then after you're done with that, you're going to go over here. And you can go ahead and you're going to place a temporary block right here. And then a block here, break that temp block. And then go over here in this area, go place a temp block here, break that temp block. Also, guys, make sure to build this farm out of any blocks that are not flammable, because you're going to have lava in here. So make sure to make it out of stone, dirt, stuff like that. And make sure you don't build it out totally out of leaves, because Ravagers will instantly break leaves. And then your entire farm is going to break, and also they're flammable as well. So make sure no wood or anything that's flammable. Just make sure you build out stuff like, deep slate or stone brick. You don't have to make it out with deep slate brick specifically. I just do it because they look nice, and that's what I like. But you guys can make it out of any kind of stone you want. You can make it out of diorite, granite, andesite, doesn't really matter. Just as long as it's flammable and they're solid blocks. And then after you're done with that, go on over here in these areas after you made these 2 little corners here, and go on ahead and go 7 blocks up total, counting this block right here. So this is 1 block, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. This will make it to where the Ravagers cannot escape and cannot go on and break the leaves. Then go on ahead and just go over here, and you're going to make all this 7 tall all the way around. So go over here, clear these corners. You don't have to fill in the corners on this second layer right here, and just go all the way around here, connecting these up, and then go 7 tall all the way around. So going ahead and just keep going on these layers, making it as tall as that pillar you just made, going 7 tall all the way around. You should have a wall right here that goes 7 blocks tall, not counting these 2 blocks right here. There's a blocks, don't count, just 7 blocks tall right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Then after you're done with that, go over here in this area and go on and place a layer of blocks, making this 2 thick all the way up here on this side, and also go ahead and do it over here on this side as well, going all the way up. This will make it to where the Ravagers can't go at it and cannot squeeze through. You go ahead and fall down there, because actually if they go in and they follow this chamber and they fall clear down there, they actually survive and they don't actually die, apparently. So you might want to make sure it's too thick, that way they don't escape, and that way they're not going on ahead and taking forever to just, go to the next raid. Now, after you're done with that, go on over here and go ahead and place a layer of blocks right above here. Make sure that the block space right here, this is where the lava is going to go, and making it to where it burns the Ravagers. And go on and do this all the way up, clear up here to the top, and make sure you go ahead and do it on the other side as well. So make sure you go all the way up here, clear to the top, making 2-block layer here as well, and then go on this side as well. Go ahead and do another layer of blocks right here, going all the way to the top up here, clear up to 7 blocks tall. After you're done doing that, then go over here in this area, go on and grab yourself your signs, and also grab yourself your water. And if you guys want, you can place the water first, or you can place the signs second. But it might be better if you guys place the signs first, that way you don't have water going in and pushing you. But go over here in this area, go ahead and go to the height where there's, the little dips in the walls are here for the lava, and go ahead and place signs going all the way across right here in this area. Go on and go all the way across with these signs. This is going to be holding the lava and making it to where it doesn't go on ahead, it doesn't go out and, kill pillagers or, destroy the water streams or anything like that. It's going to go ahead and hold the lava, so when the Ravagers spawn, they have a really, really big hitbox, so they'll make it to where when they spawn, none of the other, raiders will get hurt. Those going to obviously go down the stream and into the kill chamber and then die down there. And the Ravagers will stay up here, and the hitbox will, collide with the lava and make it to where they start taking damage. And then they will go pretty fast to die. They'll go ahead and die pretty fast, so it won't take long at all for them to die. And we're also putting a lava source right here in the middle, so they don't go ahead and they die for sure. They, don't go ahead and take their time on dying and slowing down the raids and do it to where you don't get as much raids. So you want to make sure you get as many raids, as much emeralds and totems as possible. So you want to kill them as fast as possible. After you're done with, go ahead and placing the signs down. You can go ahead and grab your lava and go on ahead and go over here and go ahead and count 1, 2, and 3. And on the 4th block, place your lava, because lava can travel 4 blocks total, counting the block it's sitting on. And I think it can actually go ahead and it can travel farther away in the nether dimension, but in the overworld it only goes 4 blocks. So go ahead and make sure you do it on the same side, the same thing on this side as well. So do 1, 2, 3, and on the 4th block place lava, and go over here and go over here, do 1, 2, 3. 4th block, place lava, and then go and do 1, 2, and 3. 4th block, place lava, and then go over here in the middle area. Now go ahead and aim for the middle, and then go over here on the side block right here that's right on the edge, and place a sign right here and a sign right here in this area. And then go and do it on the side too as well. Place 2 signs right here, and this is gonna hold the lava in, making it to where if the Ravagers go ahead and they do survive the lava on the sides here on the way, down, they'll go ahead and they will definitely not survive this. This will make it to where it will finish the job, make it to where they'll pull them. So when they go, as soon as they go ahead and they come down here, they're going to get caught up by the lava and then they'll burn. Also, it doesn't matter if this gets caught on fire. If you guys don't like this catching on fire, you can always put string or buttons right here, whatever's not flammable, of course. If you guys don't like seeing the fire there, but it shouldn't really bug it at all. It can't burn the, deep slate bricks or anything, or whatever kind of stone material you're using. So just to go ahead and just harmlessly catch a fire and not do anything. Then after you're done with that, go ahead and grab your water. And go ahead and place water source here and here on the back block right there. Make sure you don't go ahead and you don't touch the lava with the water or anything like that, but you might mess up some stuff. And then go over here and place 2 water sources right here as well. If you built the farm correctly, they should both go to the edge here. It should stop right here in this area. And you should be able to go ahead and that way make it to where all the raiders go on ahead and get pushed down into the kill chamber, and then they'll die, and you'll get all the emeralds and the totems. Now, after you're done with that, go on and grab your leaves and go over here in this area and go and place leaves on top of every single solid block up here. The reason why I made this too thick is to keep the Ravagers from escaping, and also to make it to where, we can't just go ahead and do, 1 block space right here, like put a set of blocks above here and then put leaves, because that can catch a fire, or the Ravagers would easily break it. So you have to go this high up to make it to where the Ravagers can't go on ahead and break the leaves. And because only leaves and scaffolding are the only things that the raiders cannot spawn on. So very limited amount of blocks to use on when going out of spawn proof in this area. But at least we have leaves and scaffolding and not anything at all at least. So there you go. Let's go ahead and place leaves all the way around here, and I'll make it to where all the raiders spawn in the farm and not outside of the farm, just chilling here, relaxing, or maybe even coming down here and killing you or anything like that. Then after you do that, go over here in this area and place leaves on top of all these solid blocks right here, again to make sure the Ravagers and no raiders go and spawn down here, because you definitely don't want to spawn down here and going over here and killing you. So yeah, after you do that, go on ahead. You're going to want to go over here in this area. Go on ahead and grab yourselves some boats and your bed. And then go ahead and grab yourself some salt blocks if you guys want to. And then go on over here and go ahead and place. These are going to be 10 blocks. So go ahead and just place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now on the ninth block, I want to place 2 blocks right here. Place a bed right here in this area, and then go ahead and break these blocks underneath the bed, and go ahead and place 1, 2, 3 leaf blocks right there, and 1, 2, 3 leaf blocks right there. Make sure that they are leaf blocks. Make sure that not anything else, because else the raiders will spawn them, and then they will kill the villager. And then go ahead and place 4 leaf blocks total right here in this area. We'll place another area here and make this 3 tall total right here in this area. And then going ahead and place your little torch right here if you guys want to. It's not really needed. Just make it where, you know, the villager has a little bit of light if you guys want to have that. And then go ahead and place a villager in here. Now, I'm just placing it for egg, but obviously you guys are going to be in survival, obviously. So you're going to have to go ahead and you guys have to do a bubble column or, you know, a staircase. What I used to do is I do a staircase of rails going all the way up here, and then I transfer the villager up here with a rail system with a staircase. So I make a staircase, put rails on it, and then they bring them up here in the stair. There's also another tactic going on and using a Bedrock Edition. You can go ahead, you can put a villager in a boat, and then you can lead the boat, and you can pull the boat uphill. So you can do that too as well. You can make a staircase and pull the boat uphill, but that's a little bit dangerous for the villager. So I recommend probably doing rails or doing bubble columns, whatever you want though. And then after you're done getting your villager in here in this area, you're gonna want to go ahead and you're gonna want to turn to night mode. So I'm gonna wait here and wait till it's night, and then you guys just wait till it's nighttime, and he should sleep. Now I have a village nearby. Another warning: if you have a village nearby and it's nighttime, this guy's not wanting to sleep no matter what, and he's not sleeping in this bed, you have to go ahead and you might have to take out the villagers and the beds. It doesn't matter what way you do it, as long as they're not there anymore. You could transport them far away, or you could take care of them permanently. But they'll be going and messing up. You can't just take away the beds from the village, because then the villager can try to connect to this bed, and he's never going to connect. So you're gonna have to get rid of the villagers and the beds. But yeah, go ahead and wait till it's nighttime, and then he'll go on to sleep, and I'll show you the next step. And once it's nighttime, you should go on and go in his bed right away. Lucky for me, he went in his bed right away. No problems, didn't connect to any of the villager beds over there. Probably because I haven't loaded it up yet or anything like that, which is good. And then after he goes on ahead and he's just sleeping in the bed, go on ahead and place leaf blocks right here in these areas. It's very important that you do this. I have had tons of comments in the past where people are saying pillagers are getting inside inside the little pod where the villager is and killing it, or going on ahead and just spawning inside of it and escaping and ruining the rates of the farm and stuff like that. And that's because you gotta go ahead and you gotta place these leaf blocks here. You gotta place everything right here correctly, and it should always work and have no problems. So make sure you place the leaf blocks right here. Make sure it's flat and even. Don't be placing them up here, not waiting until it's nighttime. I know some of you guys might, want to do that, but you gotta place it here if you don't want the raiders to go and spawn in here, and you don't want them killing your villager or anything like that, and destroying them and making sure your farm is broken. So make sure you go ahead and place leaves exactly like that. It's very important that you do that. Anyways, after you're done with that, go on ahead and break these blocks. These are just 10 blocks. You don't need them anymore. They're just for going and counting where the villager needs to be. But after you're done with that, go over here in this area. Go and place 2 boats right here. Now, these boats are not really extremely necessary to go and have, but they will keep you safe 100% of the time, because the evokers should never ever be able to do this, but every once in a while they could. There's a very, very small chance, not supposed to ever happen, but they could spawn a couple of Vexes, maybe. It's a possibility that could happen, if you're having lag or whatever, and then the Vexes will go ahead and spawn, but they'll go in and get captured in these boats, because they go phasing through blocks, they go up and down, and they'll get captured in these boats, and then eventually they'll start taking damage, because after they're summoned, after a little bit, they'll start taking damage and die, because they can't stay in the overworld for long, after they're summoned. So that's why the boats are there, to keep you safe. And that should never happen, but that's just in case, it might happen, but there's a very, very, very small chance. So after you don't have that though, over here and go ahead and place 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks right here. Place a block right here. Go on and break these 3 blocks, and then go over here in this area. Go on and place some leaf blocks, and go on ahead and grab yourself your chest, your hopper, your rails, and your minecart with a hopper. And again, go on ahead and find where this area is, right here in the back part of the kill chamber. And then go on and place a chest right here, double chest right here. Go on and crouch and place a hopper right here. Make sure the nozzle of the hopper is facing into the chest. Don't a lot of times go in there. And then go and crouch, place a rail on top of that. And then go and place leaves all the way around this area. Go and place a minecart for hopper right there, and I'll make it to where it gets stuck items for solid blocks, because hoppers can only go in and stuck items that are directly above it or through a slab, and not a solid blocks. that's why you have that there. And go ahead and place a leaf block right there, and that's to make it to where you can go ahead and collect all your stuff. Now, this is just a starter chest. You want to go over here. If you guys want to, you can go ahead and you can expand it, so you can go ahead and place, you know, more hoppers right here, other chests right here in this area. Just keep going down all the way, or you guys can do an automatic sorting system. It's up to you. You can do any kind of sorting system that you want, but make sure you place leaves on top of all of these chests. So make sure you crouch and place leaves right there, leaves right there, leaf right there, and that will make it to where the raiders do not spawn on them, and you still build up in the chest because leaves are transparent blocks. They aren't solid blocks. So then you go ahead and just make this as big as you want. But yeah, you go ahead and just make sure you place leaves on top of all the chests because the raiders will spawn them, and they'll get shoved out, and then they'll go and they'll sit at the bottom, and they'll just sit there for hours and not doing anything. And you kind of want to make sure you kill them as fast as possible. That you get the raiders from your farm. And if you guys want to, you can place torches right there. And then after you're done with that, go on over here and place leaves on top of this roof, and also down here in this area. So go ahead and just get rid of these walls and these fences and stuff like that, and then go ahead and place leaves all the way across here in all these areas. So go ahead and place leaves all across this floor and on top of this roof as well in all these little areas. Once you have gone ahead and spawn-proofed the roof of the outpost and the second floor right here, basically the top floor anyways, but you know, the second floor down, then you can go ahead in this area, and I forgot to add this a while ago, but if you guys want to, you can go ahead and you can grab yourself some blocks, and go on and break these 4 blocks right here in this area, and go on and place, you know, your blocks of your choice right here. This is very, very important in here. You guys don't have to add this if you don't want to, but it'll make it where it's a lot easier for you in a second here. Go on and for your trident if you picked it up like I did, and then go on ahead over here and go down to the middle layer right here. Go ahead and as you can see here, you see your 4 blocks you just placed. That way you can, you know, find exactly where the, you know, collection system needs to go. Go and place yourself a double chest, and you go and crouch, place hopper here. Make sure the nozzle hopper is facing your chest. That way all the items go in there. And then grab your minecart hopper and your rails. Crouch, place a rail right there. Minecart hopper right there. And then you guys go ahead and you can place solid blocks here around this area if you guys want to. Then no raiders should spawn down here, but if raiders do spawn down here for some weird reason, you can just spawn proof with leaves, and you can spawn proof the ground with leaves if you guys want to. It's really up to you, but you should never have any raiders ever spawn down on these levels or even the ground at all. They should only spawn, you know, they might spawn here, so that's why you spawn for these areas. And then you go ahead and they should only spawn in that chamber up there once you get all of this done. And in this collection system here, it's just for the bows and crossbows and arrows, stuff like that. You'll get, you know, some crossbows, arrows, and then if you have a head pack, you'll get, you know, pillager heads and stuff like that. But you know, if it, regular vanilla default, you'll just get, you know, crossbows and arrows and stuff like that. So there you go, and you can make the system as big as you want. Doesn't really matter how big it is, and if you guys want to, I recommend probably lighting this area with torches on all the floors to make it to where, you know how some mobs spawn like that spot right there. And if you guys want to, you can tear down this entire outpost. You don't need it here, actually. It's not required to spawn pillagers. You can go ahead and you can just take down the entire outpost. And yeah, basically to do that, you can just build a new building, a custom building around it. Just make sure you don't have leaves or scaffolding, the spawn proof at the end of the day, whatever building you do build here. But yeah, you literally don't need the outpost. You can tear it down, do whatever you want with it. But if you guys want here for like a building, you can go ahead and make your raid farm and maintain all your rates and everything like that. Then you can do that. But yeah, whatever you want with the outpost. After you're done with that, your farm should be all done and good to go. All you need to go and do now is grab your looting free sword. And if you don't have looting free and you're like in the early game, doesn't matter. It'll still give you a lot of rates. Not as much as, you know, I said in the first video, but it will give you some until you get a looting free sword, which actually you'll probably get a looting free enchantment book from this farm if you don't have looting free at first, or you might get a iron sword that has looting free on it, because you literally can get every enchantment on those armor and tools that they drop and everything like that. So you might end up getting a looting free iron sword, and you can use that for your raid save farm. Anyways, afterwards, after you know that, go on ahead when it's time for you to AFK, go ahead and turn it to hard mode. You can do normal mode, but you won't get as many totems and emeralds, and easy mode as well. And then go on over here and go ahead and just turn on this chamber. As you can see, we already got a little pillager captain spawning and get shoved in chamber here, so we're pretty lucky today. We're going to just turn that on right there, and since this Trident is connected to us, since we threw it, it's connected us, and the game thinks that we killed it, and then it'll go on ahead and it'll give us battle, and then we can just go over here and we can just go up all the way up these vines, clear to the top here of this area. And as soon as we get to the top, as soon as we land on this leaf platform, it should start the raid, because the villager's right there. We're close enough to the villager that starts the raid every time. Then you can go ahead and you can turn on this chamber right here. Make sure your tridents in there, all 3 won't die. And then you can go into stand right in this area, and you should go on ahead, and they should go get pushed by the water, and they should fall into the chamber. As you can see right there, it's a little bit noisy, but they should go on. It goes pretty fast. It goes ahead and kill them all, and they'll go on for the next raid, and you should get like 7 raids on hard mode, 5 raids on normal mode, and then like something like think 3 raids on easy. I don't play on easy. You can probably tell I don't play on easy mode or peaceful, so I'm kind of clueless on that. But normal mode is 5 raids waves as far as I know, 5 waves of a raid, and then 7 for hard mode as far as I know. And also, I believe you get a 30-second victory bar afterwards, so we would get more emeralds, but since that raid victory bar stays up for 30 seconds or something like that, or 10 seconds, it kind of ruins. You kind of lose a couple emeralds, but they added that recently, and they've added a lot of things to raids recently. But as you see, it'll just keep going and going on ahead and giving us tons of raids, and they'll keep dying. And if we go up here in this area, as you can see, you have a Ravager going on ahead. He spawns, and then he gets trapped in the lava, and it goes in and kills him. So you'll never fall into the kill chamber and just sit there for hours, ruining your raids of your farm. And if you guys want saddles, you can take away all the lava and make it to where the Ravagers go into the kill chamber. If you guys want saddles, but that will ruin the rates a lot. Like, you will get way less rates. Manually killing the Ravagers in the kill chamber yourself every time, and you won't be able to AFK fully, and you'll get like way less rates and stuff like that. And in general, it's not worth it at the end of the day. You can get, I think you can get saddles from like fishing, and you also get them from loot chests and stuff like that. And usually people don't need like a couple double chests of saddles unless they're on SMP or anything like that. But yeah, I don't think it's not really worth to get the saddles in the day, but if you guys want to, you can manually kill them in the kill chamber. But it will ruin your rates. But if you're just here for the saddles, I guess, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. But yeah, your raid farm should work perfectly. They're all good to go. If your raid farm isn't working, ladies and gentlemen, I recommend turning your simulation distance down to 4. So go into your settings right here and go on ahead and turn it down to 4. Here, the simulation distance, it says right here, it's a little gray thing right there. And turn that down, and you should get, a bad omen, because I know sometimes there's outposts out there where you're going on ahead and just AFKing for, an hour or whatever, and not getting bad omen from the bottom kill chamber no matter what. And so if that's happening to you, turn down simulation distance to 4. And if it's still not working after like, a half an hour or whatever, then something really is wrong. There is glitched outposts out there where they just won't give you bad omen. They'll spawn regular pillagers, don't spawn captains for some reason. I've had this in my hardcore world. I built a raid farm, worked perfectly. I built another raid farm somewhere else, and it didn't work no matter what. We like waited there for half an hour and wouldn't get bad omen no matter what. Those are just glitched outposts, and if you are unfortunate enough to get one of those, you might have to move on. But those are very, very rare. I've only encountered like one of them, so yeah, you should be totally fine, and it should work no matter what. But yeah, you should be going to stand right here in this area, and if you guys want, you can always go ahead and you could always make yourself an AFK pod, so you can go ahead and just make, make an AFK pod here, just in case something happens. Just go and hide in here in this area, and AFK for hours if you guys want to. But yeah, after you done that, your farm should be done and all good to go. I hope you guys enjoy and build this farming world. If you guys did, don't forget to consider hitting the like button and subscribe once more. Helps a lot, and do appreciate it, and have an awesome day, everyone.